Silver? Fake out? Maybe? Or breakdown? Let's find out. Of course, this is your week daily live show all about gold, silver, platinum analysis. We do economic news, etc. Look, if you want to watch this on the replay, that's fine. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching this live, you get to enjoy everything we do here at Good Morning Stackers. My name is Joe Main. I've worked in the precious metals industry in Australia for 11 years, been a stacker for longer than that. This is my week daily live show. Hit the big red subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button straight away. It's good for the algorithm. Of course, we do all the fun stuff in the beginning. Use the time codes, people. Of course, we've got to talk to my GMS family, the shout-outs, and of course, the Synchronised Slurp, where you grab a tasty beverage of your choice and we slurp it together. The rule is you must slurp it audibly. We do it in the first 1 minute of the show. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Great to see you. What is with the weather today down here in Melbourne? I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. We're on YouTube only at the moment. Okay, the streaming not doing so well for the Facebook and the Twitters, but that's okay. YouTube is where it's at anyway. So probably have most of my subscribers on YouTube. Speaking of subscribers, 10 new subscribers overnight. So we are at 445, I think, as of last check this morning. Don't forget, we will be doing a giveaway of, let me find it right here if you're new to the channel. It's one of these ones here. This one. We're doing a giveaway at the 500 subscriber mark. What we'll do is do some kind of entry form. So if you're one of the first 500, now it will be around about 500 because we can't pick it, we can't time it exactly, but around about 500, I'm going to send you guys an entry form and you fill it out online, and whoever enters for the entry form, of course, just for you guys. And that's pretty much it. We'll do a giveaway of that silver coin. It's a Jekyll Island silver coin. I'll show you it again soon. Let me put this on. No, good right there. Okay, let's do some shout outs. Then we'll talk about silvers. What I actually think it's more likely, I'll give you my heads up now, I think it's more likely, and I'll give you my percentage chance, I think it's more likely to actually fake out here, meaning a fake out, and then we continue up. I think it's decent support here. Could be completely wrong, but I'll show you my reasons why. It's to do with the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frames. But hit the like button. Of course, we do all the shout outs. I love the fact that Mark Florida comes on to tell me that he can't attend, but that's good. I appreciate that. GMS says Mark Florida can't attend tonight, but wanted to thank Joe for calling the COMEX and persuading them to give us one more chance to build our silver stacks. Welcome. Well, you're so welcome. I've got my little my insiders at the COMEX, and they slammed it down to what do you know around about that support level that we've been talking about. And I'll show you that fake out, which I think is more likely than not. CT says GMS CT from the Lone Star State in Texas, in the United States. Went to the LCS. LCS, for those, it stands for Little Coin Shop, in case you don't know, and saw a crowd buying. Wow, crazy times. They were trying to buy the dip. I can imagine they were. Pete Repeat says GMS Black Coal. GMS, he says, I'm liking the price reversal. Yep. Hopefully for me, the drop continues to my best buy zone, your best buy zone. What's your best buy zone? Because we'll talk about my best buy zone as well. Ray M, great to see you. GMS all. Hazard. There we go. Hazard right there. The Don, GMS, great to see you again. Morning. Joe, says Jason Ashworth. Morning, Jason. Here we go with Joe, says Knackers O'Reilly, of course, and Tony Peterson is back. Sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. It's never a Good Morning Stackers without you. Well, it still exists, but it's just not the same. Good morning, chat fam, and I love that you talk amongst yourselves as well. Let's go with today. I'm going to focus on, all right, we'll do this. Time code. Let's talk about silver's little support level that we've been talking about, and also I think there's a potential, and actually a decent potential, for a fake out here, and I'll show you the reason why. So I'll show you my screen. We'll do some silver analysis, then we'll do gold and platinum as well. I also want to show you the gold to silver ratio, and also in between here somewhere you get my quick plug for my brand partner. I'll show you those maybe after the silver analysis. Right here. Okay, here we are. Let me share the screen. This is silver on the... Ooh, we're on the 1 hour, but I'll take you back to the daily. Silver on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars. We're using the tradingview.com website, and the price right now, $29.80 roughly US cents. Why is that significant? Because, what do you know, I have a line drawn in here, which is at this previous peak and this spike. As you remember, I've been talking about this spike right here at $29.80 US cents. Did I think it would get back to here? No, not necessarily. There's always a chance of it, but I was saying it is a level of support that we really need to hold. And let me show you what we've done. So yesterday we were hovering around this $30.60 kind of mark, or a little bit lower actually. No, we were, because I didn't do the, did I do the show yesterday? I did do the show yesterday. Yes, I did. It was Wednesday. I didn't do the show. I did the show yesterday. And yeah, we're around this area. And of course, I was talking about 29.80 being a support level we'd want to hold. I'd also keep in mind, just watch out for this trend line right here. See how it goes through 1, 2, well, I'll say it starts there. 1, 2, and these couple little points here as well. So that's why I drew on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum, I drew a little circle right here. I'll show you. I drew a circle when I posted on there of that kind of area there. So anywhere between 29.80 and anywhere down to this trend line, if we saw, for example, a spike down to here, and then we actually closed the day above 29.80, that's possible. And so that's, yeah, a spike down is okay. We've got to watch out for the closes. Let me get rid of that. Here's what's giving me, though, a potential fake out signal, and fake out meaning a failed attempt to break down further, which would mean a failed breakdown, which would mean a faster move in the opposite direction. So this remaining as general support. And let me show you here. So on the daily time frame, number one, we are in a downtrend on the daily time frame, but we're coming towards a little level of support here on the relative strength index. You guys know that I find the relative strength index to be a very important metric to watch. Why? Let me show you. Number one, a support level there. Also, butting up against this uptrend line on the relative strength index. I do find technical analysis not perfect. Technical analysis is never perfect, obviously, because we all be very rich people, if it were. But I do find it to be a little bit predictive with relative strength index as well. But right here, so watch out for that support level. So coming close to that support level, that gives me number one to think, ooh, potential fake out here. But when I show you, and I could be, by the way, I could be completely wrong on this, but I'm going to give it, well, I'll show you here, and then I'll give you my my percentage chances. So let's see the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame. Right here, we have been in a downtrend since we made this peak here in the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame. We went into extremely overbought right here on the 5th of July. Now, since then, don't you find this interesting? Interesting. Yes, I do. We had this move, but then we had actually a higher spike to that $32, to that $31, sorry, $70, $31.80 level. But right here, that's when we had, it was actually at a lower point. So we already been in extremely overbought, yet we had a slightly higher peak. But notice, because we'd been here, it was a quick move, and it was a failure to sustain that move. And so we saw that fast move to the downside, and we just ranged for a bit. And then, if you can notice, maybe, would you call that a left shoulder, head, right shoulder? That's possible. Looks like that's played out. And then you can see that measured move, and you can see around about here-ish is where the distance between the neckline and there is roughly there and there-ish. So I could find a fake out around about here, but also we're coming down, we're not in there yet, but we're coming down to the bottom end of the normal range on the relative strength index. And you don't always, just so you know, you don't always go into extremely oversold before you see turnarounds. So for example, right here, you only dipped, there we go, I'll show you right there. You can see that dip right there, and this is when the price was, this is back here. So you saw a quick dip into extremely oversold. You saw another quick dip, looks like it was a double bottom right there, and then you saw that move. Then you saw right here, we didn't even go into extremely overbought on the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame I'm talking about. We saw it right there. So it just went to the bottom end of that range. Now we're back here again, and we're coming close to the bottom end of that range. So that gives me another pause to think, whoa, a potential fake out here, a potential, because 29.80 was a very clear, I think, support level. That's why I drew in the line. Now I have to take a look on the 1-hour time frame. And this is where it gets very interesting to me. Right here, on the 1-hour time frame, we have already been in extremely oversold. Let me move this over here so you can see it. Extremely oversold here, a break back up, and then a second test. I feel like, and I'm just using feelings really, and basing it on previous price action, I just get a tingly sensation in my areas that this is a potential fake out here. On the 1-hour time frame, you don't tend to spend a huge amount of time. You can certainly have bigger spikes. Like to give you an example, there's certainly a case to be made that we could, break down to the best buy zone. I'll show you that in a second. But for example, you can spend, a decent amount of time in extremely oversold right there. But these big spikes like that. But look at what the price did. It wasn't a huge dip right there. On the 1-hour time frame, this is back here again. On the 23rd of May, we went into extremely oversold on the relative strength index, and then we saw a move back up, well, sort of ranged, but we didn't see a big dip. Okay, right here we're talking the 7th of June. Okay, we went into extremely oversold on the relative strength index, and since we went there, look, we had a little bit of a dip below, but it wasn't a massive dip. It didn't get down to the best buy zone of between 28 to 26 US dollars. Then I'm just giving you some little bits of evidence. Okay, right here you had where are we? 24th of June. We went back into extremely oversold, although we did have a bit of a dip more, but it didn't go into a best buy zone right there. We had a bit of a dip, and that was, we came back down to double bottom on the relative strength index, and out of interest, where are we? Forecasting price range. Out of interest, we had roughly a 2.5% dip between this bottoming in the relative strength index on the 1 hour and this bottoming. So a double bottom right there, and then we just ranged for a while and we continued up. Okay, let's get down to here. We didn't even get into extremely oversold here, so again, we've just been ranging. And just the other day, so where are we? A couple of days ago on the 17th, we went into extremely oversold again. And now we've just gone back into extremely oversold on the 1 hour again. Usually, that tends to be a double bottom. Now, could we completely just break down all the way down to the best buy zone? Yes, but what you would have to see is you would have to see that tick over and go even lower. Am I saying we'll never get to the best buy zone of 28 to 26 US dollars? No, I'm just saying for today, it feels like to me, and really I can just give you a kind of my gut feeling, is that this is a level of a fake out here. And I'm going to give you a 70% chance of that. I won't give you any higher than that, but I'm 70% confident that around this area, so I won't say exactly here, I won't say we won't go lower, I would watch anywhere down to that $29, let's say roughly $29.40, $29.50 level, but I feel like more than 70% chance we kind of hover here rather than spiking down here, and then we turn up from here, at least for today. So that's my humble opinion on that. I think a 70% chance we actually don't see major lower prices, at least in the next couple of days, and I could be completely wrong on that, but it just feels bottomy here. So 70% chance, in my humble opinion. If I'm wrong, I am wrong. I would just watch out for, I don't want to see it close today below 29.80. Although again, just watch anywhere down to there, I think would be your, if we close the day below 29.80 and then the following day is a spike down and a fake out, yeah, okay. So just watch maybe the downtrend line right there for me. Now, if we break this downtrend line and we close anywhere below it, I'm going to be telling you, oh yeah, no, okay. So we're probably much more likely back to say a 70% chance that the best buy zone is hit, but we're above this trend line right now and we're kind of hovering around there. I think we'll fake out there, but if we close below there, then best buy zone quite likely to happen, 70% chance I'd say, and that's between 28 to 26 US dollars. You know, I've had that drawn in for a long time, but yeah, I'm still in the less than 50% chance of seeing the best buy zone at the moment. And just watch out for this. I just find this interesting. This looks like to me more of a fake out here because it looks like we're building support on the 1 hour time frame. Can you see that? Right there. It looks like we're just building support on the 1 hour. So I'd almost want to say more than 70%, but I will keep it there for now. I think we're building support here. So just watch out for this area as crucial support. You want to see it hold. I think more likely it's a failure to break down further, and then we see higher prices today. That's my humble opinion on silver. Now, while we are here, and obviously get your comments and your questions and all that kind of stuff in, because I do some comments and Q&A at the end of the show. We're going to take a look at gold and platinum and the gold to silver ratio as well. But of course, you lovely funky people, I've got to tell you about my brand partner, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. They are my brand partner. They run specials. They're based in, what do you know, in Perth, in Australia. And they run specials every week. Their two specials this week happen to be the 1/10 ounce Scottsdale Gold Barbados Trident coin and the 1 ounce version of the Barbados coin. I actually had someone post a question on my channel, and I will read that and I'll answer that because it was in relation to the 1/10 ounce Scottsdale stuff. So let me read that, but also I'm going to do this, look at my phone while you get to see the page, and I'm going to read out that comment. So let's see, comments. So, of course, why am I showing you the front page? Because Perth Bullion Exchange is the first bullion business in Australia to offer free shipping on discount volumes. You buy over a certain amount and you get that little discount, per coin. But with Perth Bullion Exchange, you also get free shipping. Buy a tube of maples, get free shipping. This was unheard of. No one would ever consider doing it until Perth Bullion Exchange stepped up never happened before. So it's just amazing in my humble opinion. That's why they're my brand partner. And they also happen to be one of my clients, of which I'm giving them the skills of how to create consistently engaging content. That's my plug for me. Of course, I do this show and I teach clients, any kind of client, if you're an individual YouTube channel or you've got some kind of individual venture, but I mainly deal with businesses, any kind of business. I teach you how to create consistently engaging content for your YouTube channel. I find YouTube to be the best catch-all to help build your community and build your customer base. But if you want to focus on just Facebook or just Instagram, I help you with that too. But I like to slot in the YouTube there personally, but I help you. So if you have a business, if you know anyone with a business, you send them my way because you've seen what I've been able to do with Bullion Now's channel and Ainslie's channel and all the other stuff that I've done. But a quick answer of a question. So this said, great video, Joe. This was based on my What Your Bullion Dealer Won't Tell You video the other day. Great video, Joe. Can I ask, would it be fair to say that very often bullion dealers will make more profit from selling 1/10 ounce gold coins than from a full ounce? Thank you. That is that's from Arthur. So if you're watching, Arthur, if you're on the show, normally you tend to watch the show. Arthur, that is your question. Would it be fair to say often, very, very often, bullion dealers will make more profit from selling 1/10 ounce than say from a full ounce? Not necessarily. Let me say it's probably yes. Not necessarily so, but I'd say more often than not, yes, they're making a bit more of a profit. But bear in mind that obviously the wholesale premiums to buy 1/10 ounce gold coins from the wholesalers in the mints are higher than buying the 1 ounce, of course. So that's why you see the reflection in the retail price. But it's maybe a little bit more, but it's not as much as you would think. Because don't forget, they have to factor in the wholesale price as well that they're getting charged from the wholesale. So that's a higher premium for the smaller sizes. So it's not a huge difference. And sometimes it might be exactly the same depending on the product as well. But if you're taking two products the same, for example, if you're taking, say, the 1/10 ounce gold Barbados coin and the 1 ounce, I don't know Ricky's back end there of what he's charging for his premiums. I'd imagine it'd probably be slightly more, but actually I could be wrong on that. And maybe even Ricky, if he's watching this or if he wants to post a comment later on, he can actually tell you himself. So you could hear from an actual bullion dealer. Is he making slightly more profit on the 1/10 ounce than he is on the 1 ounce? So I'll get Ricky to answer that if possible. So it's sort of, it depends. But generally you would think so, but it can really depend. I hope that answered your question. All right, let's get back to the analysis. And then again, I'll get to your questions, etc. So get any questions for me in, particularly about what your bullion dealer won't tell you. I did that video yesterday. It's been quite popular so far, what your bullion dealer won't tell you. I gave you some insights into how bullion dealers operate. If you have any extra questions right now, get them in. Or if you have any other questions, bullion related, economic related, personally, I'll answer some personal questions too, so long as they're not too personal. So that is silver. Let's do gold. Okay, gold on the, that's the 1 hour time frame. Okay, price in US dollars, 2,443 US dollars. I'll quickly go back to the daily. And yep, whatever you know, we have seen still so far this trend line remain as resistance right there. It was pretty obvious if for anyone really paying attention. But for me, again, this is why I find the relative strength index to be very, very helpful. Very helpful. Because let's just say, for example, I'm going to double click that and get rid of the relative strength index. And I'm going to, will I be able to do an example of this now? Probably not. Yeah, okay. I probably can't do an example of this because we're not yesterday. But for example, on the 4 hour time frame, so back here, and actually I will show you this, and I think I did mention this the other day, but out of interest, let's presume that this doesn't exist. I think I did this example the other day. So we're going to move this just over here, just so you can't see it. Okay, so let's see. I know it's really on the side there, but okay. So what you're seeing, you're not looking at the relative strength index. You're just seeing the price, right? And this is on the 4 hour time frame, and you're going, oh wow, okay, cool, yep. Oh, we've 2,400 remained as support. Okay, good. Oh, we're creeping up and up and up. Ah, cool. Ooh, a little bit of resistance there at that trend line. Oh, but wait, look. Oh, we've just broken back above, and it's right in the way that look. I can't point to it without you seeing it. We've just broken back above that resistance. Oh, it's game on. Okay. Now, if you didn't have the relative strength index, looking at it, you would go, oh, it's found resistance, but it's testing that resistance again. That's quite positive. I think we could go up. But if you were watching me a few days ago, and I'm pretty sure I pointed this out, I'll double check. I was talking about the relative strength index and the fact that we'd already, I know it's right on the edge here, but the fact that we had already been extremely overbought on the relative strength index, and we were already trending down. So even though we were slightly higher, the other day I was saying, yeah, watch out here because we'd already been extremely overbought on the 4 hour. So don't just assume we continue up from here. And if you had have been keeping an eye on the relative strength index, then you would see, okay, we'd already been extremely overbought. We'd already come back down here, and this was kind of like the little dead cat bounce, okay? So that's why you've just got to watch, in my humble opinion, the relative strength index. It's very helpful, okay? Because this shows periods of extreme overboughtness on different time frames, and the 4 hour is a decent time frame that people do watch. Okay, does it matter for the long term? No. Should you be dollar cost averaging? Yes. Does it really matter? I'm just giving you the weather report, right? But it's interesting to see how relative strength index can work on smaller time frames like the 4 hour, the 1 hour, etc., because it can give you an insight, like I said with silver before, of a potential fake out, okay, which I still think it is for silver, 70% chance. But with this, you can see that we'd already been extremely overbought, and you don't spend too much time in extremely overbought, particularly on the 4 hour time frame. So it was more likely that this was going to continue to be an area of resistance, which we've seen. Okay, and I think the other day also I said watch out for this. Just watch out for the dead cat bounce on that, because we were trending down, and still we're trending down on the relative strength index. Now we are coming to a support level here. This is on the 4 hour time frame, but we'll look at the other ones. But do bear in mind, on the 4 hour, this is on gold, by the way, we are still in a downtrend. Okay, so some lower prices wouldn't be surprising. And the support level I've had drawn in for a while, the $2,400 level, I just watch out for. You'd want to see it hold that level of 2,400. On the 1 hour, out of interest, I'll just quickly show you, we've gone into the bottom of the oversold range, or the bottom of the normal range on the relative strength index. But we haven't spent time in extremely oversold yet. Could this find the bounce here? Could this tick up? Absolutely. Could we tick over into extremely oversold here on the relative strength index? Yes, so you could see some lower prices there. So I can't give you a call like I did with silver. This could potentially see some further prices down. Just really watch 2,400. That's pretty much all I'll say. But look, on the daily, on the more macro time frame, daily, bear in mind we have topped out at, so far, what do you know? Pretty much the exact top there of the normal range of the relative strength index. Funny how it does that, doesn't it? But we're in an uptrend, and we're above the yellow line right here, the yellow average line. So that's cool. A few days of downward movement before we potentially make another play for this. Yeah, that's, wouldn't be surprising at all. It doesn't necessarily mean that you come to the peak here and then this is just down from here. Just bear in mind we have hit here. So that's it. Watch the $2,400 level. As I said yesterday, if we do back up again and test this, it's much more likely to be taken out, and then what you would see would be a breakout and then a retest of that. But we're not in that area yet. We're just ranging between that 2,480 and 2,400, I would say, again, is your support level that we really don't want to close below. If we close below 2,400, then I'd say quite likely then we'd be coming down to test this uptrend line right here, and that's a key support. And for the moment, I don't have it drawn in, but out of interest, I'll just show you. I'm not saying it's going there at all, but out of interest, I'll just pop it back in for a second. My best buy zone, not saying it's going there. You're well within this range right here between these two yellow lines, but out of interest, it's 22.50 to 21.50 is the best buy zone, best risk to reward. But you shouldn't be waiting. You should be dollar cost averaging. Anyway, that is gold. Let's take a look at the gold to silver ratio. Still, what did I do there? Still heading up. At the moment, we are at 82. So we've sailed through that resistance line. The relative strength index is still going up on the daily time frame. We're at 82. As this is going up, gold's outperforming silver. As this goes down, silver is outperforming gold. Out of interest, let's look at the 4 hour. And let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour, we've been extremely overbought. bought as such. You don't call it overbought. You call it, when you're looking at a ratio, you call it overvalued and undervalued rather than overbought and oversold, because you're comparing one asset to another. Does that make sense? Good. Hope it does. Yeah. Okay. So 1 hour, 4 hour. We have already been in extremely overvalued for gold on the 4 hour time frame, but you could certainly spend a bit of decent time there. And we're trending up on the relative strength index on the daily. So yeah, you could certainly make that move. And as I was talking about, the move to this trend line here, which happens to potentially coincide with this major uptrend line right there. Can you see that? So around about that apex right there at around about 83.4. I know it's very specific, but it is due to that uptrend line and this previous level of resistance. So just watch out for maybe a confluence of resistance around that 83 to 84 mark. I think you will see a bit of resistance there. And then silver that's when silver might have its little turnaround roughly and then head back up. So watch for there, and then maybe a move back down for silver to start outperforming gold again, at least on these, again, very small time frames. Do these small time frames matter? Not really, but again, it's a great lesson to see how technical analysis can work so that you can use it for your macro levels, because they do work on the same principle, barring manipulation, barring black swan events and all that stuff that you can't take into account. It's the black swan events and the manipulation and things like that. That's like your zero on the roulette wheel, right? If it was just red and black, you could kind of make a decent amount of money, but you've got that green zero on the roulette, which can throw your game right out. That's why people don't tend to make a hell of a lot of money on red and black at the casino because of that zero. So the black swan event. So I'm really going on a tangent here, but out of interest, I will still maintain for now that a really good area to consider swapping your silver for some gold if you're all silver is that 50 mark right there. That's why I have it still drawn in, and we're still on the descending level. We're still descending on the relative strength index on the gold to silver ratio on the monthly time frame. So we're still in a downtrend, okay? Until we're above, out of interest, until we're above here, around about 55, 56 on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame from the gold to silver ratio, right? Until we're above about there, I would say silver is still in major control over the longer term, okay? Until we break above there, then I'll say, okay, maybe I was, wrong, which I will certainly admit to. That is gold to silver ratio. And finally, we will do platinum on the daily time frame. Okay, well, look, it depends on your view. If you've been looking to load up on platinum, could be a nice chance soon. So what did we see? I've been talking about this head and shoulders pattern, which I said could still play out. I needed to see this range between here and here for a little bit longer, or break out, and definitely break out above here. Then I'd say head and shoulders not in play. But even if we ranged through here for a little bit, I would say that's just too long of a range to say this is the right shoulder of the head and shoulders pattern. But we broke down below here. So, interesting. Quite likely that we see a test here of $950. I'm going to give you I probably have to give you a more than a 50% chance now. But this is a head and shoulders pattern that plays out. So I have to give you, I'm going to say a 60% chance. I usually don't do 60%, but I'll give you more than a 50% chance that we see my best buy zone be hit of at least $900. And if we break this uptrend line right here down to around about 840 would be a really good level. For a best in the best buy zone area. But I'm say 60% chance now, best buy zone. What would negate that? Holding 950 right here. So if this neckline is not broken, then that doesn't become a head and shoulders pattern. So you really want to see around about here, just as a fake out and then back up into this zone. Then I'd say, okay, we're still looking good for platinum. But technically, while we're in this area right here, I have to be depressed for platinum. In here for platinum, I'm like, whatever. As you know, in here, I'm excited for platinum. Above here, I'm bull market for platinum, but we're not there yet. I won't give you the whole spiel on platinum, but it's looking decent for a dip, and it's looking decent for this head and shoulders pattern to play out. Just got to hold there. Watch out for there. 900 looking decent, so 60% chance at the moment. I would also say that if we don't, it's more... no, I'll just say there for now. So just watch out for 900, around about there-ish. For platinum, so I'm giving that a 60% chance at the moment while we're below this long-term downtrend line from 2008. That is what I will leave you with platinum. So that's gold, silver, gold to silver ratio, and platinum. We'll do some final questions, and this won't be as long a show as it was yesterday. Once again, yesterday we talked about what your bullion dealer won't tell you, and we did a lot of stuff there, so I think that was really cool. Get your questions in. We're going to end this pretty soon. I'll just go through some comments, answer any questions, and then we shall leave it at that, people. Thank you for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Pete Repeat says local LCS is local coin shop. Oh, so local coin shop. Joe, you're thinking of a store. You're right. I said little coin shop. Local coin store. Local coin store. Local coin shop. Yes. Gee, why would I be thinking of little coin shop? Quite possible. Why would I possibly have that in my head? So yes, Pete, you are right. And Tony Pete says, I highly recommend little coin shop in Melbourne. Of course. Knackers O'Reilly says, a bit more of a pullback for silver would be great. Depends on your frame of mind. If you're looking to buy the dip, if you're dollar cost averaging, but you don't have your full stack yet, absolutely. Couldn't agree. If you're like... I've been in this market for, 15 years. Come on. Then, and you've kind of done your buying. You're just buying every now and then. Not so much, but that's okay. Shout out to Arthur Y. Yes, of course. CT says, platinum makes me laugh every time. Yeah, it does this to me, just like Lucy in the football, as you know, that reference. And a group of, Pete says, a group of, isn't that funny? A group of black swans on the land is called a bank. Figure that out. That's funny. It's called a bank of swans, a bank of black swans. That's funny. Thanks for that, Pete. Maritime law names are applied to lots of things. Okay. Little Aussie Silver. Welcome, Little Aussie Silver. I don't think I've seen you on the channel before. You may be a subscriber, but I've never seen you on a live show before. So welcome to the show, and we're actually just about to wrap it up. So welcome. Great to see you. If you're a new subscriber, welcome even more. But if you're a long-time subscriber, first-time live watcher or first-time live commenter, great to see you. Fantastic. If I've already commented with you before, my apologies. I'm getting so many subscribers that I can't keep a track of all of you. And Wolf Webb. G'day, Wolf Webb. Great to see you back on the channel. I'm going to leave it at that, people. That has been a short and sharp one here at Good Morning Stackers. I will see you next week. If something happens over the weekend in the silver price, of course, I tend to do a little bit of maybe a quick little weekend update video or a weekend update post or something like that. But if it's just kind of par for course, then I will see you on Monday. Ray M says, will our stack be ever full? Yeah. No. Pretty much not. Will our stack ever be full? No, it's never enough. Agree. And Tony Pearson says, two new subscribers, I think, since the live show started. Well, that's good to know. Fantastic. 447 subscribers. We are so close to 500 subscribers, of which then we will do the giveaway. Again, I've got to figure out how it works, but this is donated by, who do you know? Tony Peterson right there. Thanks, Tony. So that is it, people. And Hazza says, thank you, Joe. Have a great weekend, everyone. I agree. Let's take it out on that with the theme music. Oh, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. You are the best. Have a great weekend.
It's podcast time.
Grab a tasty beverage,
let's get in the groove.
Oh, synchronized slurp. Here we go. 3, 2.
Slurp. Now we're on the move.
Sorry, people, about that. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking, and see you all on Monday.